Genesis chapter 47. Then Joseph went in and told Pharaoh and said, My father and my brothers and their flocks and their herds and all that they have come out of the land of Canaan, and now they are in the land of Goshen. And he took 5 men from among his brothers and presented them to Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said to his brothers, What is your occupation? And they said to Pharaoh, Your servants are shepherds, both we and our fathers. And they said to Pharaoh, We have come to sojourn in the land, because there is no pasture for your servants' flocks, for the famine is severe in the land of Canaan. Now therefore, please let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spoke to Joseph, saying, Your father and your brothers have come to you. The land of Egypt is before you, settle your father and your brothers in the best of the land, let them dwell in the land of Goshen. And if you know any capable men among them, make them overseers over my livestock. And Joseph brought in Jacob his father and set him before Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said to Jacob, How many are the years of your life? And Jacob said to Pharaoh, The years of my sojourning are 130 years, few and evil have been the years of my life, and they have not attained to the years of the lives of my fathers during the days of their sojourning. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went forth from Pharaoh's presence. And Joseph settled his father and his brothers, and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph sustained his father and his brothers and all his father's household with food according to the number of their little ones. And there was no food in all the land, for the famine was so very severe that the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan languished because of the famine. And Joseph collected all the money that was to be found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the grain which they bought, and Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money from the land of Egypt and from the land of Canaan had been spent, all the Egyptians came to Joseph saying, Give us food, for why should we die in your presence? For our money is gone. And Joseph said, Bring your livestock, and I will give you food in exchange for your livestock, if your money is gone. And they brought their livestock to Joseph, and Joseph gave them food in exchange for the horses, and for the flocks of sheep, and for the herds of cattle, and for the donkeys, and he fed them with food in exchange for all their livestock that year. And when that year had ended, they came to him the second year and said to him, We cannot hide from my lord that our money has been spent, and the herds of cattle are my lord's. There is nothing left in the sight of my lord except our bodies and our lands. Why should we die before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land in exchange for food, and we and our land will become servants to Pharaoh. And give us seed that we may live and not die, and that the land may not be desolate. So Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for every Egyptian sold his field, because the famine was severe upon them, and the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to the cities from one end of the border of Egypt even to the other end. Only the land of the priests he did not buy, for the priests had an assigned portion from Pharaoh, and they lived off their portion which Pharaoh gave them, therefore they did not sell their land. Then Joseph said to the people, Now that I have this day bought you and your land for Pharaoh, here is seed for you that you may sow the land. And when harvest comes, you shall give 1/5 to Pharaoh, and 4/5 shall be your own as seed of the field, and as food for you and for those of your households, and as food for your little ones. And they said, You have saved our lives. May we find favor in the sight of my lord and be Pharaoh's servants. And Joseph made it a statute concerning the land of Egypt that stands to this day, that Pharaoh should have the 5th, only the land of the priests alone did not become Pharaoh's. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the land of Goshen, and they acquired possessions in it and were fruitful and multiplied exceedingly. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. Thus the days of Jacob, the years of his life, were 147 years. And the time for Israel to die drew near. And he called his son Joseph and said to him, If now I have found favor in your sight, please put your hand under my thigh and deal with me in kindness and truth. Please do not bury me in Egypt. But when I lie down with my fathers, you shall carry me out of Egypt, and bury me in their burial place. And he said, I will do as you have said. And he said, Swear to me, and he swore to him. Then Israel bowed himself at the head of his bed.